I'm about to unleash about the most underrespected team in NBA history. The team that's having the greatest season in NBA history right before your very closed eyes. Nobody outside of Oklahoma City cares about what's happening in Oklahoma City with the Thunder, especially Draymond Green, who recently said this on his podcast, and I'm about to quote him verbatim. There's a certain seriousness that it takes to win in this league, and there's a certain fear you have to instill in teams in order to win. I just don't know if they're instilling that fear in teams, referring, of course, to my Oklahoma City Thunder. Hey, Draymond, get your salt and pepper ready, because the Thunder are soon going to make you eat every one of those words. Every last word you uttered about them, you will eat. They're going to remember what you said. I'm going to remember what you said, because these Thunder are as for real as you can get. This team is about to strike fear in your heart, Draymond Green, and give you heartburn all the way through the postseason. And yeah, you're right out there in viewer land. I am from Oklahoma City. I was born and raised. Never could have imagined we'd even have an NBA team back in the days. I used to go watch minor league hockey as our only pro team in town. Yet, I'm sorry, I just never could quite get my arm around the 2012 Thunder that did make it to the NBA Finals, because KD and Russ and Harden were just so difficult to love. And they really never seemed to love playing together at all, which is why they really never won anything together. This Thunder team is so different. It is so lovable. It is so much closer and tighter than any team in the NCAA tournament going on right now. This team is having more fun dominating together than any student athlete squad in March Madness. These, as I've said on this show, are the Oklahoma City University Thunder. Man, I started covering the NBA back in 1977 out here in Los Angeles, started covering the Lakers for the LA Times, and I have never, ever seen anything like these Oklahoma City Thunder when it comes to real, live love and trust on both ends of the court. Never seen anything like it, nor has this league. Sunday night, I watched every dribble of the Thunder at the Clippers. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but the Clippers are now completely healthy, including Kawhi. They have peaked. Kawhi is just cooking. Ben Simmons is having an impact. The Clippers were starting to look like the second best team in the West. And by the way, the Thunder on Sunday night were without Chet Holmgren and their other all-star, without Jalen Williams. So without their second and third best players on Sunday night at the Clippers. And the Thunder won 103-101. The Thunder won with the runaway MVP SGAs and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going 7 for 29 and 1 of 7 from 3. The Thunder won because they're by far the NBA's deepest team, and because, well, they just now expect to win every close game, and they win almost all of them. The Oklahoma City Thunder are now 59-12. They lead the West. The West is best. They lead the West by 13.5 games with 11 to go. The Celtics won the East last season, or the least, by 14 games. And that was the largest margin between 1 and 2 seeds in almost 50 years. Think about that. Last year's East wasn't nearly as deep and talented as this year's West. Yet the Celtics, of course, went on to win the NBA Finals in 5 games. And yet, and still, the Thunder are right now slight favorites to meet and beat the Celtics in the finals, in small part because they've already beaten the Celtics twice this year, by 13 in Oklahoma City and by 6 at Boston. Think about that. Now, are you ready for this? The Oklahoma City Thunder are now on pace to break the all-time record for outscoring opponents. That would eclipse the 1971 Bucks of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And by the way, the all-time top 5 teams in this stat win a combined 71-12 in the postseason and all won championships. And I don't know, I guess Draymond is belly laughing at this monumental achievement by those unserious Oklahoma City Thunder. Please, I want you to think about what I'm telling you. I dare you to tell me I'm wrong about what all this means. SGA is easily the best player in the league because he's leading the league in scoring. And think about this. He's number 1 in the league in individual defensive win shares. That is Jordan-esque. Seriously, Jordan-esque. SGA is shooting 37% from 3, which is pretty good. Yet, more important, he's 90% from the free throw line. Made 2 clutch ones to hold off the Clippers. He leads the league in drives to the basket. He takes a lot of punishment. I'm not going to run. Which is why he's second now to Giannis in free throw attempts, which is pretty amazing for a 6'5" guard. But he's shooting 90%. I love the math on that. Second in attempts, shooting 90%. MVP, 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 run away. Yet, I don't know. Nobody's afraid of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's what Draymond says. I don't know why not. Maybe because he doesn't talk trash. He doesn't cheap shot anybody the way Draymond does, the all-time dirtiest player in the history of the league. Is it because SGA is just a really nice guy who, by the way, down the stretch of games is looking more and more like a cold-blooded assassin? Are you watching, Draymond? So is it possible the Thunder are a little too dependent on SGA to score in big playoff games, especially with him taking his time to rest on the bench? It's a fair argument. But I would argue back that A, if you double team SGA, if you triple team SGA, trust me on this, you still can't keep him from the basket. The Clips kept double teaming him and he would just dribble right through it, power right up through it. And then B, the Thunder do now have a second all-star that I think you can trust in the postseason. And C, they now have so many fearlessly clutch bucket getters, bucket makers, from Chet to Aaron Wiggins. You've been checking out Aaron Wiggins, to Isaiah Joe bombing from 3, to Lou Dort 3 and D, to that other Jalen Williams, the one from Arkansas, to Cason Wallace. God, can he play defense? To Alex Caruso, who made the 2 biggest hoops late against the Clippers to win the game. Picked him up via trade from Chicago, of course, for Josh Giddey. And they also signed Isaiah Hartenstein, physical, high motor 7-footer who can also pass the basketball. He does so much of the dirty work that Chet just wasn't able to do last year by himself, especially on the boards. But here's the bigger point. The Thunder are just so hard to score against because they play so hard and so smart and take so much pride in playing defense together. They are easily the NBA's best defensive team, and they are on pace to creating the largest gap in NBA history between the first and second rated defenses in the league. Are you listening? Are you still laughing, Draymond? By the way, this is all being accomplished while Chet Holmgren, one of the NBA's most intimidating shot blockers and shot changers, Chet's missed 47 games this year. Without Chet, this is impossibly incredible. Wouldn't you agree, Draymond? Oh, that's right. You think Chet's just another wimpy stiff, right? We'll see. You, Draymond, are making a case that you should be Defensive Player of the Year now that Wemby has gone down and out. So I think you, Draymond, would at least have an ounce of respect for the greatest defensive team in NBA history, statistically the greatest, Draymond Green. The Thunder lead the NBA in steals and deflections and loose ball recoveries and charges taken, and nobody outside of Oklahoma City seems to notice or care. You ready for this? The Thunder lead the NBA in scoring off opponents' turnovers. And, just as important, they lead the NBA in allowing the fewest points scored off their turnovers. Do the math. Greatest ever. Is anyone out there comprehending what I'm telling you? Would you believe the Thunder have already beaten the reigning champ Celtics? I'm going to say it one more time. By 13 in Oklahoma City and by 6 in Boston, and nobody noticed. Nobody could tell you that except people in Oklahoma City. Would you believe, Draymond Green, that the Oklahoma City Thunder are having the greatest season in NBA history? I mean, ever in history. The facts scream for themselves. I'm not making any of this up. I'm not exaggerating or embellishing or engaging in 1 ounce of hyperbole. Greatest ever. I am dropping truth bombs all over Draymond Green's disrespect. Boom, 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 boom. But okay, he's right about one thing. None of this will matter unless the Thunder back it all up in the postseason. Close the deal. Who knows? Maybe they'll have to deal with the Warriors in the playoffs. Maybe they'll have to deal with the Warriors in the first round. I don't know. It could shake out that way. And maybe if that happens, Draymond's teammates will be telling him in private, why'd you have to say that about the Thunder? Maybe if we do see Thunder versus Warriors, deep down, Draymond Green will be scared to death.